discarding too soon. If we honor things that we feel we need to give up, honor it first so that we learn all the lessons from them, so we don't lose the relationship from them. Because it's that continuity that joins us all, okay, that circle again. We take what we learn from the old with us to move us forward. So the Greek definition of the word crisis is a turning point in a disease. And usually before we decide to begin anew, we usually need some sort of turning point or some sort of crisis, however big or small it is, okay? So what is it that I can do with this new piece of crap that has just come into my life, right? Okay, what is it that I can do? Now sometimes I can discard it, okay? If it is a bad marriage, I can get rid of it. If it's a bad job, I can get rid of it. Okay, but a lot of times when we're given a big one, we can't discard it. We have to make friends with it and live with it, okay? I just got given the gift of hypertension 2 years ago, and this week I got given the gift of gout, okay? So, small stuff, nothing very big, but, I'm learning how to now change my diet and way of living. Since I have an aunt that lived to 104 and my aunts and uncles are all in their 90s, I guess I have to change things if I'm going to live over 105, right? So why not do it now this time in my life? So I'm taking that piece of crap and moving forward with it. So we all have things, how great and small it may be. And most of the time, some of the best lessons are those that we have to learn to evolve with. So we all have in our life the opportunity to say, this is not the beginning of a new chapter, but it's the beginning of a whole new book, okay? It doesn't happen often. Like I said, maybe every 15 years or so, we have this big opportunity because some big crisis might have happened. But it's a whole new book. So another show that I watched was the Jimmy Carter Rock and Roll President. And so here's a guy that really lost his second presidency badly, okay, really badly. And so in 1982, when he left, he said, what kind of person do I want to be? What matters most to me? And so his home roots really mattered. And he says, okay, I come from Georgia. I'm going back to Georgia. But he didn't go back to Atlanta where he could be kind of lost. He went back to his little town of Plains, Georgia. Back to that concept of where it is you can make the most difference is within your own community. And what did he do? He taught Sunday school. So he made a difference in his own community. And the reason they called him the rock and roll president is he loved rock and roll. And actually, Willie Nelson and him did a song together, Georgia on My Mind, because obviously Jimmy loved Georgia, Willie loved the song. But Carter went on to do more than just Sunday school. He now took his experience of traveling the world as president and created the Carter Center. And through that, they improved the lives of people in over 80 countries. It was a humanitarian organization, still exists, revolving around creating and helping and facilitating health, peace, human rights, helping to help others with AIDS, mental health issues. And he won the Nobel Peace Prize for humanitarianism because of this. He also, for 35 years, built homes for Habitat for Humanity. So in this life, what he did was think of what is it that I wanted to do? What matters the most? And similar to rock and roll, he thought that that represented his core beliefs: truth, democracy, and helping others. So he did a lot with a change in his life. And so he took his learned experience from the past, various traumas that he's had in his life, and he used it to act with connection and compassion. So I invite you to stand up for our next exercise. Same stance, feet slightly apart, knees slightly bent. First, and with your hands by your side, just imagine yourself as a tree standing in a stream with your roots firmly planted like a mangrove tree. I don't know if you've been through the mangroves through Florida. There are all these little roots that go into the water and take advantage, somehow can live in the salt water, that brackish water, and grow and grow and grow. So the series of Qigong series we're going to do now are more connecting and grounding exercises. So I invite you to take your hands and raise them up to the sky. And just connect with the sky and the sun. And be appreciative of the sky and the atmosphere we have on this earth. One of the reasons we are born to this earth and appreciate it is the air that we breathe and the sky that we can look at every day. What comes up and down in the sky gives birth and a new beginning to every single day. Bring those hands down to center. And open up your chest. Breathe in deeply as you are expanding those arms out as wide as they can. And breathe out. Keep your heart open. As we're thinking of beginning anew and rebirthing, lead with your heart. Compassion. Remember to breathe in and out deeply. As you are giving your heart. Now bend down slightly at a 90-degree angle. Remember to keep those knees slightly bent. And now put those arms behind you, palms up, and slightly lift those arms. Lift those arms up as high as they will go behind you. Just keep that pose. Kind kind of helps clear your sinuses. But as you're doing this, you're looking down at Mother Earth and remembering to give thanks to her. And now with your hands, reach down, again knees slightly bent, as far as you can to reach Mother Earth. If it's just your fingertips, with your whole hands, or if you can only make it to your ankles as far down as you can. But through your fingers, give her love. Give her love. You'll also feel the stretch down the back of your legs. Give thanks to your legs for holding you up. Now, in a scoop-up fashion, scoop up a little bit of Mother Earth in your hands as you slowly come up. And intermingle Mother Earth with the sky, with your hands pointing to the sky above your head. Part of Qigong is balancing the yin and the yang, balancing up and down. So we've gone from Mother Earth to the sky in balance. Now take one hand, keep it pointing up with the fingers out. The other hand, bring it down with the palm down, fingers out. One hand pointing to the sky, the other hand to the earth. Thinking of ourselves as a conduit between heaven and earth. A conduit of life. That has been born and that can experience rebirth in so many ways. Reverse that. Upper palm up, lower palm down, fingers out, in balance, yin and yang. Yourself is a conduit for love, for others, a beacon of light. Bring the hands to the center. And take all of that energy, harness it in a circle in front of you. And bring it close to your heart. Touch your heart. Heal your heart. Back to your chairs. Deep breath. Okay. So, in Buddhism, a fundamental principle is that a person's consciousness is constantly evolving. And it's a continuum that undergoes rebirth, rebecoming, and death. And that nothing is permanent. It's kind of like that circle that I was talking about earlier. Nothing is permanent. So some of you know that my first 10 years of being a nurse, I took actual direct care of patients, and I witnessed about a death a week for 10 years. It really changed sort of how I looked at life and death, and so this rebirth topic is a special one to me. And there's a physician who has told her story. Her name is Dr. Mary Neal, who had a near-death experience. She's an orthopedic surgeon, and she drowned while on a rafting trip in South America. And she was underwater for 30 minutes. And like many people with near-death experiences, she could see her body as her spirit was leaving it, and imagining there's no way that I would be able to make this, because she could see her body becoming more and more bloated underwater with no air. And so, like others, she could experience herself pulling away from it. She had quick visions, a quick review of her life, some of the happy times and some of the very, very difficult times that maybe she wasn't necessarily proud of. But in that experience, she gained an understanding that death affects how we understand life. So they rescued her body, they did CPR, they expelled the water. She was in the hospital for months in rehab and is a surgeon today. When she left her body, she also got that experience of loving individuals telling her it was time to go back. She hasn't finished. She had to experience lots of things, including seeing the death of her son. So it wasn't all fun and roses, but it was life. She came back to life to experience a lot of things, but she came away with thinking and believing that death is a doorway to home. Okay? And that our life on earth is a temporary experience. And it's an adventure, good and bad. It's a place to experience our adventures so that we can find meaning and purpose in life. Okay? And in that rebirth, it transformed for her how and why she lived. And for her, she realized that really love was the only thing that really mattered. That's all that really mattered to her. So, in that thought, how do you want to give new life to what you love and what matters to you most? Now's the time to think about it, right? It's a whole new year, lots of changes. Deepak Chopra says in his book, Reinventing the Body, Resurrecting the Soul, the universe evolves through you. Once something grows, it's true, right? Once something grows, it seeks to evolve to a higher form of itself and transitions to something new. And when it transitions to something new, it has the freedom and of the possibilities to really never run out of possibilities, if we think of it. So, before we go into our last exercise, I encourage you to think about being that highest form of yourself, for yourself and humanity that you can be. I encourage you to stand up. And And we're going to be that strong tree in the water again. Knees slightly bent, feet slightly apart. And remember to take some deep breaths. And arms up. And now we're going to be that tree with its branches searching. So twist to one side. Remember in Qigong, this is about balance, so we're always doing things in twos. We're going to seek sunlight, life, air through our branches, through one side, and slowly turn to the other. And back again. And back again. Now, when you come to the other side, stop, put one foot forward, and let's clear the air. Open up the sky, the heavens, the opportunity for rebirth, for yourself, for society, the world we live in, cleansing the air against disease, bringing a freshness, an opening for us all. A couple more times, and then we're going to shift to the other side. Other foot forward. Same thing. Clear the air, making an opening for freshness. Remembering to breathe deeply and imagining for yourself what that means. What does that mean for you? Back to center. Now with both hands in front of you and palms up, I'm going to bring those palms, the arms to you, back around your body like a backward swim almost, and forward again. Bringing love and energy to you. Now that you've cleared the skies and the heavens and you've got an opening, what is it that you want to draw to you? And imagine bringing it in. Remembering to breathe deeply both in and out. Okay, now similar to what we did with opening our heart, we're just going to do that motion of opening and bringing together. Opening and bringing together. The active motion of pulling together compassion and love and freshness all together. Harvesting it. Thinking of harvesting it. And with the hands out in front of us, we're going to just balance our energy up and down. So with your hands in front of your belly, not touching, about 4 inches apart from each other. Going to move one hand up and the other down. And you're going to do a small, thin circle, right? Moving one hand in front of the other. Balancing all of the energy throughout your body. That's a core principle of Qigong. Balance. Because life is a balance, right? Balance our emotions. We balance our energy. We have to find balance in the decisions that we make. Remembering to breathe. Okay. So now I'll ask you to come to a stop with those hands in front of you. Open your hands slightly. And just imagine that you've got a bunch of energy between your hands, that you've worked up some energy there, and just create a ball around it. Or just create a ball of love. Imagine that you're creating a ball of love. And anything good that you want to send out into the universe. What is it that you need to send more of? Is it compassion? Is it understanding? And always love. And hold that ball. Give it your blessing. Slowly raise up your hands and throw that ball into the universe, giving part of you in birth to the universe. Bring your hands so that they're up over your head, palms down, and just imagine bringing great energy down to the front of your body, to your heart. And go back to your chairs for our closing meditation. And take whatever position is comfortable for you. Those of you that are experienced meditators, you know what works for you. For me, I like sitting with my palms up, and I like having my tongue touch the top of the roof when I meditate. So we're going to do a little guided meditation, sit in silence for a minute, and then you'll hear the ringing of a gong. And if you'd like to open your eyes, we'll have a YouTube playing so you can see the words of the song New Beginning playing after our meditation. So take in some breaths in the nose. Imagine the air going from your nostrils to your lungs, down through your arteries, flowing through your arteries, up veins, circulating throughout your whole body, oxygenating your body, protecting your body, warming your body with clean air. With another breath, imagine then a white light going down from the base of your neck, your back, your buttocks, the backs of your legs, down through the tips of your toes, up your shins, protecting your belly to the top of your head, just as like you were in a mother's womb, protected and safe, full of energy on the inside, safety on the outside. Now think of your crown chakra, your forehead, and that light, that intellectual light, your being, your consciousness beaming from you. And the light of your heart beaming from you. Imagine them beaming from you and creating an opening in the universe. And on that other side are your ancestors greeting you, encouraging you to keep living as fully as you can and finding every new beginning that you can while you're here on this earth. And join that beam of light with them in remembering what they have passed down to you through generations, what you have experienced that you can remember, and think of all the good that you can create from the past and through new beginnings.
Every victor has a story. Every nighttime has a day. We all have our days of glory. We all have our days of shame. Every lifetime has a hero. Heroes rise and heroes fall. Rather be a fallen hero than to be afraid to rise at all. Here's to new beginning, and here's to glorious days. Strive for a better tomorrow. It may go wrong, but may go right. Every life, celebrate your life. 'Cause there's something good about where heroes rise now. Rather be fallen here than to be afraid to rise at all. Here's to new. We all have days of crash, and here's to glory. We all have days of strive for a better. Can't appreciate the beauty of of pleasure. Oh, we all have days of pain. Can't appreciate the beauty of sunshine. You haven't never seen the rain. So here's to a new beginning, and here's to a glorious day. Strive for a better tomorrow. Make the wrong we all have celebrate your life. 'Cause there's something good about where you are right now. So open up your windows, there's a lighting in the sky. Open up your heart, don't be afraid, stop asking why. So here's to a new beginning, and here's to a glorious day. Strive for a better tomorrow. So here's to a new beginning, and here's to a glorious day. Try for a better tomorrow. Celebrate your life, 'cause there's something good about where you are. Here's to a new beginning, here's to a glorious day. Strive for a better tomorrow. Celebrate your life, 'cause there's something good about where you are.
Okay.
You may
Encourage you
go
to stand
wrong,
up
may
for a
go
closing
right.
circle.
Celebrate your life, 'cause there's something good about where you are.
So, normally we're holding hands, but we're holding hands virtually in this room and those of you that are in your living rooms. So, our circle, our closing circle, is always a circle of love. So Mother, Father, God, Spirit, ancestors, thank you. Thank you for life on this earth. Thank you for the opportunity to see things with fresh eyes every single day. And as we go on about our day today and our days throughout this whole new year, let us think about how it is we can live in compassion and love and see ourselves and each other in new eyes for new opportunities of love. Aho. Thank you.